The Snail with No Shell by Eliao Jian. In the middle of a rainy day in October, a snail was born. His mother gave him the name Josh. Josh's father loved the name so much that he decided to call him Joshy. Joshy wasn't like the other snails. He liked to think a lot. From then on, everyone called him Joshy the Thinker. Everywhere he went, Joshy could be seen carrying his shell, staring at flowers and trees, and trying to understand everything, while the other snails were just playing with each other. How could they spend so much time playing when there was so much thinking to do? One day, Joshy decided that his shell needed to look like a flower. So he drew some colors on his shell. In the middle, he put a dot of purple, surrounded by a ring of blue, and finally the outside ring was green. On his 2 tentacles, he put 2 crowns made of gold. Joshy was as happy as a snail could be. It was a good day for him. The next day, Joshy went to play with his friends. Gabe and John were the snails with the biggest shells of all his friends. So Joshy, with colors drawn on his shell and his gold-glazed tentacles, came along. Gabe and John said to the rest of the snails, "What happened to the shell of Josh the snail? He no longer looks like a snail. He looks like a moving flower." Sarah, the fastest snail among the group, said, "I love Josh with his new colorful shell." "Thank you," Joshy answered. "Zorro the spider helped me with it," said Josh. "He painted beautifully and drew on both sides. And Rebecca the bee gave me these gold-glazed crowns on my tentacles." Another friend of Joshy was Rachel the snail. She was born with 1 tentacle, which made it very difficult for the other snails to play with her. Joshy was always with her, trying to cheer her up. He told her that, in fact, it made her more special and unique than the other snails. "It will be wise," said Joshy the Thinker, "to celebrate how special and unique you are." As he was talking to Rachel, Joshy's father and mother asked him to help with the garage sale. Well, Joshy was a thinker. He saw a group of ants moving along, and instead of helping with the garage, he started following those thousands of ants. He was so fascinated as he followed the ants, he didn't realize that he went so far away from home. The sun went down on the shiny, sunny village, the Snail Kingdom. Joshy was afraid, pulling his entire body inside his shell. He wasn't aware that he was above a cliff. As the weather became stormy, Joshy fell down. His shell broke, and he became the snail with no shell. He was looking at the pieces of the shell, full of beautiful colors that Zorro the spider put there, and he cried that it had to be that way, but he knew he had to get back home. As he started heading home, he met Zorro the spider, who couldn't recognize Joshy. Joshy, with his high-pitched voice, said, "It's me, Joshy. Can't you see my 2 golden glazed tentacles?" Zorro was shocked. "I can't recognize you. What happened to all the beautiful colors I put on your shell?" "It broke," Joshy said. "I fell over a cliff, but I'm still the same Joshy. I'm the snail with no shell." Zorro the spider and Joshy the snail started walking home. They tried to get home before sunrise, so Joshy would be protected from the heat. On the way home, they met a caterpillar. She said, "Stormy night," to Zorro the spider. "And who might this be?" she asked. Joshy said, "It's me, Joshy the Thinker." And she asked, "What happened to you?" He said, "I lost my shell. Now I'm the same Joshy the snail, just without a shell." "Wow," said the caterpillar. "Now you definitely know how I feel." And the 3 of them walked toward the village. As they arrived, all the snails were looking for Joshy the Thinker. As they approached Rebecca the bee, she asked, "Have you seen Joshy? We can't seem to find him." "Yes," screamed Joshy, "it's me, Joshy the thinker. You don't recognize me? You gave me these golden glazed crowns." "Oh my," said Rebecca the bee, "it is really you. What happened to your shell?" "Well," said Joshy, "I followed a group of ants who were preparing for the stormy night. Then I fell over a cliff, broke my shell, and that's how I became the snail with no shell. But it's still me, Joshy the thinker." "Let me guide you to your home," said Rebecca. His mother and father recognized the golden glazed crowns from a distance and said, "Welcome home, Joshy." And Joshy looked into their eyes and said, "Wow, you can recognize me even without the shell." "Of course," said his father and mother. "We snails never look at the shell. We missed you so much, and we love you so much." That night, as Joshy the thinker, the snail with no shell, was thinking so much about what is the snail and what is the shell, and as he was thinking deeper than usual, he realized that the shell was how he wanted everyone to see him, but the snail is really what he is. May all of us focus on the snail within. The end.